Sorry. Okay, so today we're going to do absolute value inequalities. Like we just said, it's when you have an inequality that has an absolute value, set of absolute value bars in them. Okay? So again, remember when we're doing inequalities, we're not just looking for one specific solution or even two specific solutions like absolute value equations were. We're going to have many solutions. So we're looking for a range of solutions, right? Anything that's an absolute value is a range of solutions. So for absolute value inequalities, I'm going to show you in a second, but you have to set them up as an and inequality or an or inequality. And some silly little phrase that helps us remember that is the phrase land of gore. Okay, it reminds me of some kind of medieval times type thing. Okay, so here it is. The law of the land. In the land of Gore is that less thans are ands and greater thans are ors. You see that? So the L means less than, and that also means less than or equal to. And G means greater than or equal to. This is what number that is. All right. Less thans and less thans or equal to's are going to be and inequalities. Greater thans or equal to's are going to be or inequalities. Okay? So what I've kind of done for today's notes is I've kind of blended them all together. Because I want y'all to be able to know, hey, this is an and, this is an or. All right? So I've kind of mixed them up. All right, let's start with the super duper basic ones. Y'all see how basic those are? Right? So, first of all, you got to have your absolute value bars by themselves before you can decide if it's an and or an or. So just like when we did absolute value equations, we had to get the bars by themselves before I can split it up. Okay? Same thing with absolute value inequalities. You got to get your bars by themselves before you can even decide if it's an and or an or. So number one, the bars are by themselves, right? Is this one an and or an or? That's a less than, right? And less thans or equal to's are and. So this is going to be an and. I want you to write and so I know what you're talking about. Okay? That one's an and. Now, to set up an and, here's what you're going to do. Okay? To me, ands are easier to set up. To set up an and, y'all remember when it's absolute value, we have to consider the positive and the negative number inside the bars? Right? Okay? Same thing with the absolute value inequality. To set up an and, you're going to take this number, make it negative. That's your left side number. Remember, ands are squished in between two symbols, right? You're going to copy your less than sign. What's in the middle of your and is what's inside the bars. In this case, it's just plain old X. All right? And then the rest of it, you copy those two things, less than 7. And that's your solution. Because X is by itself in the middle. So if X isn't by itself inside the bars, then you're going to have to do like we did yesterday and solve an and. No, you're going to have, this is a solution. The solutions are between -7 and +7. The solutions will look just like yesterday's because they're ands and ors. Yes, so this number the solutions would be the numbers between -7 and +7, but not including those numbers. Does that make sense? So since we already know how to do the number lines and things, I'm going to, on the notes part, just focus on solving them because I know y'all can do the number lines and the intervals. Does that make sense? All right. So that's it for an and, especially if there's nothing else in the middle of the bars. Now, number 2. Is it going to be an and or an or? It's an or. To me, ors are a little bit more complicated. Okay? To set up an or, you're going to copy the inside of the bars, which is just x. And then, remember we got to do negative and positive, right? I'm going to wait till she gets done. She needs to see this. Okay. You're going to change it. So flip this to less than or equal to, and change the positive 4 to negative 4. Then you're going to write the word or. And then you're going to write what's inside the bars again, which is just x. And then you're going to keep it. Okay? Change it. Keep it. Okay? So, aren't ors supposed to go in opposite directions? And absolute values, we have to consider the negative and the positive. Okay? So, for it to be in opposite directions, I have to change this one to less than or equal to that number. Does that make sense? So, they'll go in opposite directions. So, it's change it, and then when you do the other one, keep it. Okay? All right. This will make more sense when we have some we have to work, to me. The simple ones sometimes seem the most confusing. I don't know why it is, but algebra makes more sense to me when I have to work it out. Now, I'm not showing you the number lines and stuff because we did those yesterday and you know how to do those, right? Right? Okay. So I'm just trying to just keep it to the new stuff. The answer is solutions are numbers that are less than or equal to negative 4, or solutions that are greater than or equal to positive 4. Yeah. So the numbers in between those two numbers are not solutions, right? And everything else is. All right, look at number 3. It says the absolute value of x minus 1 is greater than 6. Are the absolute value bars by themselves? Yes, the absolute value bars are by themselves in front of the inequality sign. You're fine. So, what symbol is this? Greater than. So in the land of Gore, this is a what? It's an or. Okay? Greater thans and greater than or equal to's are or. All right, so remember for an or, you first copy what's inside the bars, x minus 1. And what do you do first? Change it. So change it to less than, change that to a negative, change it. And then you write the word or because or has to say or. Then you write what's inside the bars again. And then you do what this time? Keep it. So the second inequality should look just like the original without bars. Y'all see that? The second one looks just like this without bars. Now, on some of your quizzes with absolute value, y'all, the other day, y'all left bars after you split it up, okay? After you break it up, you do not put bars on it anymore, okay? After you break it up, you do not put bars. Yeah, now we got to actually solve this one. So, on the first one, how do we solve for x? Add 1. So x is less than negative 5. Go ahead and put or there because you have to have or with your answer. And then how do I solve the second one? Add 1. And x is greater than 7. And since I have a little space, I'm going to go ahead and do the number line. Let's do negative 6, negative 4, negative 2, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. I kind of space those out randomly. So does negative 5 get an open circle or a closed circle? It does not say or equal to. Open. So when I shade to the left for less than negative 5. And then does 7 get an open circle or a closed circle? Open, and I show you which way. The right for greater than. And then interval notation. What's the left boundary? Parentheses, negative infinity, comma, what? Negative 5, what? Then what? union. Then what's the left boundary on the next set? Parentheses, 7, comma, infinity, parentheses. Very good. Okay? So after you split it up, it's just like yesterday. Okay? After you split it, it's just like yesterday. All right. Number 4. Write it down. Absolute value of x plus 2 is less than or equal to 7. So, first of all, are the bars by themselves? Yes. So, y'all tell me, you think this was an and or an or? And. It says less than or equal to, so it's an and. All right. So, remember to set up an and. You take the number on the outside and make it negative. Then you copy that sign, because remember in and's less than, or in an and, they should all be pointing left, right? And if this says or equal to, you need to have both of them or equal to. If it just says less than, then you just have both of them less than. Does that make sense? Now what's inside the bars goes in the middle. So x plus 2, and the end of it looks exactly like the original. Less than or equal to positive 7. To me, ands are easier. Okay? Some people like ors better, but I like ands better. All right, any questions about how we set that up? So the basic thing is you just change this sign and then copy that. There's the middle, and then you copy the last 2. Okay? Now, how do we get x in the middle by itself? Subtract 2 on all 3 sides. What is negative 7 minus 2? Is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to what? 5. And there's my solution. The sign should all be pointing left in a and. Yes, when you shade them, they should shade together. Yeah. Yes, the signs always point less than and an and, but when you shade them, they go together. Okay, so on this one, I'm just going to do that. Go by evens again. Why not? 0, negative 2, negative 4, even though these are odds. Negative 6, 8, 9, 2, 4, 6. Well, this is what they do on your practice, so I just wanted it to look like your practice. And then they do the odds are in between. So does negative 9 get an open circle or a closed circle? Closed. And does 5 get an open or a closed? Closed. See, that's the good thing about absolute value inequalities is they're going to be the same. So they're either both open or both closed on all of them. Does that make sense? All right. Where do we shade an and? In the middle. I haven't picked up my pen yet. I'm going to put a little squiggle in here somewhere, so maybe it won't. There you go. I went and colored in my thing. That did it. All right, so interval notation, what's the left boundary? Parentheses or bracket? Bracket, because it's included, comma, what's my right boundary? 5 parentheses or bracket? Bracket. So any questions about that? So seriously, the only thing new is the setup, right? So after this step, it was all yesterday, right? Good. Yeah, it just takes practice. Just takes practice and getting used to it. All right, copy down number 5, please. Absolute value of x plus 3, and then minus 1 is less than 5. All right. Are the absolute value bars by themselves? No. So our first thing we need to do is treat the absolute value bars as a whole, as a variable, and to get everything away from the bars. So what do we need to do first to get the bars by themselves? Add 1. So then I have the absolute value of x plus 3 is less than what number? 6. What the heck? Oh, it told me I was not plugged in. My outlet is not, it needs a screwdriver. It keeps like getting loose from the wall. 50-year-old things. Fall apart. All right. So now the bars are by themselves. Is this an and or an or? And how do you know? Because that's a less than. That's the law of the land, right? In the land of gores, less than's are and, greater than's are ors. All right. So we set it up like an and. So how do we set it up like an and? -6. I'll just come over here and do it so I'll have more room. -6. Okay. Copy the less than. What goes in the middle? X plus 3. And what goes on the end? Less than 6. So any questions how we set it up? Basically, just take this number, negative here, take this sign, copy it. That's inside the bars. Okay? All right, how do we get x by itself? Subtract 3 everywhere. What's -6 minus 3? -9 is less than x is less than what number? 3. All right, y'all are just rocking and rolling with it. 1, 2, 0, 2, 4. I barely fit it, didn't I? And plus, I'm not very good. Like my negatives always end up more spaced out than my positives. All right, -9, open circle or closed. Open. +3, open or closed. Where do we shade an and? In the middle. Because the solutions are between those two endpoints. But they don't include them on this one, do they? No, so -9 is not included as a solution. Neither is +3. Ooh, it didn't erase again. I figured out the trick. Just keep my pen on there and start squiggling. All right, so left boundary. Parentheses or bracket? Parentheses, -9, comma, right boundary. 3 with a parentheses. Good job. Good job. Y'all are just rocking and rolling with it. Y'all are just amazing. Smartest kids I've taught all day. You're welcome. I meant it from the heart. I'll tell you, y'all are the smartest Algebra 1 kids I teach all day. Yes. This semester. This semester, last semester I had 2 Algebra 1s and 1 geometry honors. This semester I have y'all first block, and then I have geometry honors, and then I have regular. Yeah, I'm glad they're together because last year they were split. I had Algebra 1, geometry honors, Algebra 1. I did. I had to like, okay, what class is this? It's okay. Right. I kind of like the variation. All right. So, we do not distribute here, right? Let's make that clear. We're not distributing a 3. Okay? Okay. Are the bars by themselves, though? No. So, how do we get rid of the 3? Divide by 3 on both sides. Very good. So, don't distribute. You divide by 3. So, we've got the absolute value of 2x plus 8, oops, not parentheses, Miss Isabel, is what? Greater than or equal to 10. Is this an and or an or? It's an or because this symbol is a what? Greater than or equal to. All right, and we'll come up here so I have more room. So do y'all remember how to do it? First, I write down what's in the bars, and then I do what? Change it and change it. Okay, so I change this sign and change this sign. And then I write the word or. And then I write 2x plus 8 again. And then I do what? Keep it, keep it. So this one always looks like this one without bars. So y'all okay with that? Change it to a less than or equal to. Change the sign to negative. Keep it like it is. Keep it like it is. Okay? All right. Then how do you solve an OR? Solve them separately, right? So first I need to do what? What's negative 10 minus 8? Negative 18. And then I do what? And x is less than or equal to negative 9. I'm going to go ahead and put OR so I don't forget it. Same steps on the other. You're going to subtract 8. This time 10 minus 8 is, so 2x is greater than or equal to 2. Then what? And x is greater than or equal to 1. Yes. Can you just wait and let me draw my number line? No, I'm going to come. Just give me a second. All right, y'all finish the number line and do an interval notation. I'll come check this out. You set it up like an and. You did not pay attention. And your and is not even correct. Right, what's inside the bars, change it, change it. What's inside the bars, keep it, keep it. I went over it twice. Pay attention, please. I don't know why I went so far to the right because I didn't have to, did I? Sorry, just habit. It's okay. I'll just have an extra big number line. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just doing it that way because it's what it's going to look like on your practice. And I assume the ones on your test will look like what's on the practice. So that's what I just want y'all used to seeing what y'all see anyway. So negative 9, open circle or closed circle. And which way do I shade that arrow? Not to the right. Not for negative 9. Left. Because remember, OR's got to go in opposite directions. Right? And then 1 gets a what? Open circle or closed. And which way do I shade? Greater than goes right. Good. They're both going to be the same. Yes, on these. Now, yesterday's no. Okay? Yes. Yes, because they have to be this. Yeah, if this says or equal to, these have to say or equal to. If the original problem says or equal to, everything says or equal to. If the original problem does not say or equal to, the rest of it won't. Does that make sense? All right, so for our interval notation, guys, girls, and everyone, what is this? What's that left boundary? Negative infinity, comma, what is my right boundary? Negative 9. Bracket or parentheses? Bracket, what goes in the middle? Union. What is the left boundary here? Bracket 1, comma, infinity. Parentheses. Right? Good job. Y'all, the setup is the only crazy thing. Promise you. Look at number 7. Wait. I'm waiting for you to copy it on your paper. All right, are the absolute value bars by themselves? No. The absolute value is being done what to it? It's being divided by negative 2. So how do I get rid of that negative 2? Multiply both sides by negative 2. Now what do we have to do when we multiply two sides by a negative? Flip our sign. So that's the absolute value of 4x minus 8 is what? What sign goes here? Greater than or equal to 12. So you can't decide that it's an and or an or by looking at the original problem, can you? No, because sometimes when we get the bars by themselves, we have to add or multiply or divide by a negative, which makes us mathematically have to, I can't even talk, switch our sign, right? Okay. So now, is it supposed to be an and or an or? Or. It's an or. Greater thans and greater than or equal to's are ors. All right. So, do we remember how to set up an or? What goes first, though? What's inside the bars? So 4x minus 8, and then do what you said. Change it to less than or equal to. Change it to negative 12. Then write the word or. 4x minus 8 again, and then you keep it just like it says on the sign and the number. Okay. Very good. Are y'all okay with change it, keep it? Does that make sense? Yeah. It just takes some practice. All right. How do we solve an or? You just do them all separately, right? So the first one, I add 8 and add 8, and I get 4x is less than or equal to what number? And then divide by 4, and x is less than or equal to negative 1. Write the word or. And then over here, add 8. So 4x is greater than or equal to what number? 20. And then what? Divide by 4, and x is greater than or equal to 5. Number line, these are close together, or relatively close together. So I'm just going to do single digits. Negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had a little more space. Now, which way to or shade? Opposite directions. So, does negative 1 get an open circle or closed? Closed. And which way do I shade that one? Left. Good. Does 5 get an open circle or closed? And which way do I shade that one? To the right. And then interval notation, and we'll be done. All right, so the one on the left boundary is negative infinity, comma, right boundary is negative 1, bracket or parentheses, bracket, what goes in the middle? U. Why is my thing keep unplugging? It's seriously, my outlet will not hold the plug-in in. I need a screwdriver. Yeah. All right, so what's the left boundary on the second arrow? Bracket, bracket 5, comma, infinity. Parentheses. Hang on, let me check, make sure my battery is, it says it's plugged in now. Okay. Any questions on that? That one was the or. Yeah. One more, then you guys are going to try some. Y'all see what I'm doing to you, right? See what I'm doing to you. Yeah, we're doing this one together, then the you tries are coming. All right, I can't tell and or yet, can I? Nope. Because the bars aren't by themselves. Right? So that is my first job, is to get the absolute value bars by themselves. We've got a few steps to do that, don't we? So what's the first step I need to take to get the bars by themselves? Very good. Subtract 11 on both sides. So then I have 1/2 times the absolute value of 4x minus 4 is less than or equal to what number? 4. Any questions on that step? Now are the bars by themselves? No. We have 1/2 times the absolute value. Do we distribute? Heck no. How do we get rid of 1/2? We multiply by the reciprocal, which is 2. Right? Now, if I would use 2/1 if I had a fraction over here, but since it's a whole number, just use plain 2. All right, so absolute value of 4x minus 4. I'm not flipping anything, so less than or equal to what number? 8. All right, now we got the bars by themselves, don't we? All right, so now y'all can tell me, is this one an and or an or? It's an and because it says less than or equal to. All right, I like ands because you do everything at once. All right. So I'm gonna come up here and set it up. How do I set up an and? -8. Yeah, you gotta do the negative on the left, positive on the right, and then what symbol goes here? Not greater than, less than or equal to, and then what sign goes here? Mm-hmm. 8. All these signs, y'all, are going to be the same as the original. Okay? Because remember, ands always need to point in the less than direction. All right. How do we get x by itself? Add 4 everywhere. So that's going to get me -4 is less than or equal to positive 4x is less than or equal to 12. Right? No, it's exactly like that. All right, now what? Divide everything by 4. What's -4 divided by 4? Is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to what? 3. Oh, those are small numbers. So -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. I'll stick another one in there. Where do and shade? Together, right. So -1, open circle or closed circle. What about 3? And where do I shade? In the middle. Don't erase, don't erase. You're not going to erase today. Not erasing, not erasing. Squiggle, squiggle, don't erase. Woohoo! Worked. Just got to talk to it. Apparently. All right. Interval notation. What is it? Okay. That bracket looks stupid. Now, what's the other one? 3 bracket. It looks stupid. Yeah. I like curly braces better than brackets, actually. All right. Y'all's you tries. You get 2 of them. Yeah. Probably one's an and, one's an or. I mean, probably. Maybe. It makes sense. Ooh. And I gave you a fraction. No, I didn't. Shoot you at it. I should change it. I'll probably sit with my foot on it. All right, y'all can look over each other's. If y'all need to discuss something or get some help. All right, everyone, please look up here. Number 1, are the bars by themselves? Yes. So is this one an and or an or? Or, because it says greater than or equal to. So you say 2x plus 5, and then what? Change it. So this is going to be less than or equal to. It's froze. Sorry, y'all.
Mrs. Volpe.
Yes.
I need Haley Maxson from the office right quick, please.
Okay. And so we change it. So less than or equal to -3. Write the word or, and then 2x plus 5. What do we do? I'm glad 2 people know what they're doing and participating with me. That's great, y'all. I need like 23 people participating with me. All right. Oops, good job. Now I solve it like an or, right? Just solve them individually. 2x is less than or equal to what number? And then you divide by 2, and x is less than or equal to, and then you write the word or, and then you come over here and subtract 5 on both sides and get 2x is greater than or equal to, and then that's not 2. And then you divide by 2, and x is greater than or equal to -1. And what happens on the number line? Opposite direction, so I'm not going to do the number line if that's okay with you guys. But interval notation should be negative, infinity, comma, -4, bracket, union, bracket, -1, comma, infinity, right? Parentheses. We good? Raise your hand if yours looks like that, and then you have a number line. Okay, good job. Number 2 are the bars by themselves. No, that's job number 1. Now, y'all, when you have multiplying and adding, which one are you going to do first? You're going to add first. All right. What's 47 plus 3? 50. X minus 4 is less than 50. Now, are the bars by themselves? Divide by 10 on both sides. And what's 50 divided by 10? So the absolute value of x minus 4 is less than 5. Is this an and or an or? So you say what? Minus 4 is less than 5. And then you add 4 everywhere. And then you get negative 1 is less than x is less than 9. Did y'all get that? And then you do a number line and you shade where? Together. And then you do your interval notation and you have a parentheses, negative 1, comma, 9, close parentheses. That's the end of notes for today.